On top, from below, from behind, if you're a woman or you're partnered with one who's looking to experience more pleasure during sex, the position you use might make all the difference. I'm Dr. Thomas, urology and men's health expert, and today we're talking about the science behind sexual positions and how they affect a woman's ability to reach orgasm if you're in a long-term relationship and tend to have sex the same way every time you're not alone. But over time, routine can become predictable. And while there's nothing wrong with familiarity, studies show that novelty alone can increase arousal and orgasmic intensity. There are also specific positions, like the coital alignment technique, that are designed to increase clitoral stimulation during intercourse. I've talked about those in other videos. But what about the classic everyday positions most couples already use? Can any of them improve the chances of orgasm? Let's look at what the research says. The first major study on this topic was published back in 1978. The researchers surveyed married, mostly white, college-educated women who had been in relationships for at least 2 years. They were asked which sexual positions they used, how often they used them, and which ones led to orgasm most reliably. Interestingly, the positions they used most frequently were also the ones most associated with climax. At the top of the list, face-to-face with the man on top, followed by face-to-face with the woman on top, then face-to-face, lying on the side. Next came prone rear entry, lying face down, then sitting face-to-face, then kneeling rear entry, and finally sitting rear entry. But of course, that was 1978 times relationships and sexual preferences have evolved. So let's fast forward to something more recent. A newer, large-scale study was conducted in the Czech Republic. Over 20,000 people participated, about 11,000 men and 9,000 women. Most were in relationships, college-educated, and in their 30s on average. They had sex about 4 times per month. In this study, participants were shown illustrations of 13 common sexual positions, some involving penetration, others not. They were asked to rate each one for pleasure and to report how often vaginal intercourse led to orgasm. And here's where things get interesting. The most commonly used positions were still similar to the older study, face-to-face with the man on top, face-to-face with the woman on top, and then kneeling rear entry. But here's the sad part. 1 in 3 women reported not experiencing orgasm through penetrative sex. That number is significantly higher than what's usually reported in the medical literature, which is around 12%. Why the gap? One possible explanation is lack of adequate clitoral stimulation during intercourse. The survey didn't go deep enough to confirm that, but we know from prior studies that many women require direct or indirect clitoral contact to reach orgasm. Now, of the women who did reach orgasm during intercourse, about 25% said they achieved orgasm 3 out of every 4 times. So, what made orgasm more likely? The study found that women who orgasmed more consistently were usually a little older, perhaps because they understood their own preferences better and communicated those needs more clearly. They also tended to have sex more often, and they favored specific positions, face-to-face with the woman on top, sitting face-to-face, and they less frequently used kneeling rear entry. Why does this matter? In positions like woman on top or sitting face-to-face, the woman can control depth, angle, and rhythm. These positions often allow for more consistent clitoral contact, both external and internal, leading to higher pleasure and more frequent orgasms. So, if you're not exploring those positions, often give them a try. And if things have become a little predictable in your relationship, experiment. Try something new. Even a small change in position or setting can rekindle excitement and increase satisfaction for both partners. And just a reminder, there's no single right way to have sex. What matters is communication, exploration, and mutual enjoyment. Take care of yourself, learn what works for your body, and remember, your pleasure, your health, and your happiness matter. You are absolutely worth it. Tired of pills and pain? Doctors said it's just aging, but your body can heal itself. At Natural Healing School, we teach how to reverse high blood pressure, joint pain, low energy, and more, using natural remedies that work. 100% online. Easy to follow real results. Take back control of your health. For you, your kids, your future. Click the link in bio, comments, or in the description to join today. This is the school they never told you about. Start your healing now.